Good morning, fourth grade. I'm going to go over some example problems for our work that we're going to do today. Today we're going to be doing perimeter again, and we are going to be solving word problems. So the first problem I have here is Julio is putting a stone border around his rectangular garden. The length of the garden is 7 feet. The width of the garden is 5 feet. How many feet of stone border does Julio need? So as you can see right here, I have listed solve, and I'm going to start with what I know. So I know that the length is, take off the underline. I know the length is 7 feet, and I know the width is 5 feet. I also know it's a rectangular garden, so I'm just going to write rectangle because that helps me know what formula I'm going to use. Now, what do I need to know? Let's look back up at the question. I need to know how many feet of stone border he needs. I also need to know the perimeter. That's really what this problem is asking us, is to find the perimeter, because it's asking us about the border. Now I need to think, how am I going to solve this problem? I'm going to solve the problem by using my formulas for the perimeter of a rectangle. Now, we have two formulas. I'm going to list them both right here for how will I solve. You only need to do one of them. I'm going to do both just to show you guys how you could do both. So one of them is perimeter equals 2 times the length plus the width. And the other one is perimeter equals 2 times length plus 2 times width. And the way we solve that is we're just going to plug our length and width in and solve it. So I'm going to use the first example first. I'm going to say perimeter equals 2 times. Now for length, we already wrote up here that it's 7. So I'm going to put in 7 plus, and I wrote up here my width is 5. So I'll put 5, and I can close my parentheses. So I'm going to keep solving it as I go down. My perimeter equals 2 times, I will do 7 plus 5, which is 12. And my perimeter equals 2 times 12 will give me 24. But it's not just 24, it is 24 feet because we are using feet as our units. Now the other way I can solve is perimeter equals 2 times, the length again is 7, plus 2 times, and our width is 5. I'll plug that in. And I will just solve. P equals 2 times 7 is 14, plus 2 times 5 is 10. And when I add 10 and 14, I will get 24. And again, I must include my units, feet. You can either write FT how I did there, or write out the whole word feet. FT is just an abbreviation for feet. Now let me go down to my answer statement. I need to look at my question again before I can write my answer statement. So I'm going to scroll back up. And my question was, how many feet of stone border does Julio need? So I will rewrite it to write my answer statement. I will write, Julio needs 24 feet of stone border. Oops, sorry about the typo, guys. Of stone border. Oops, the wrong border. Of stone border. So he's using 24 feet of stone border. Now, it's important to remember when you are solving, the reason I really thought about this is it's a rectangle, so I knew I was going to use one of my two rectangle formulas. Now, it may not always tell you what shape it is. We have to remember, if all four sides are the same, it's a square. If it only gives us the length and the width, that means that it is going to be a rectangle if they are different lengths. So it's very important that we remember to use the correct formula when solving.